girl you think that's got it figured out, but I walk around with a head full of doubt. The cruelest words about me come from my own mouth. La-di-dee, la-di-da.
At home with Tracy and the Big D, and I'm pleased to say that I am joined by Bec Lavelle. She's got some new music out, but she has got a cast of thousands helping her out. Bec Lavelle, this looked like it might have been a lot of fun putting together.
Oh, look, it's a bit lonely when you sing solo all the time. So what a way to get a group of amazing, strong women together in isolation and lockdown.
I've had the opportunity of seeing a couple of these young girls either through talent quests or the college there in Tamworth. They're very, very talented, aren't they?
Every single year, the graduating class that comes out of Tamworth, I'm mind-blowing. And it's exciting because they're the future of country music in Australia. So I think we're in good hands. Between the four other girls, Cora, Ingrid, Jem and Caitlin, we've covered the entire east coast of Australia, really, from Melbourne up to Brizzy. So it's a nice variety of women as well.
And before Roger and Dobe jump on top of me, of course, it's the Academy of Country Music, so we'll get that one and right. Tell us about the song. How did this come together, and then choosing these young ladies to be part of this process?
Yeah, well, my manager, Kaz Waters, came to me with the song about 3 years ago, as it's a cover of a track by Lucy Hale. She's an American actress who was in the very popular show Pretty Little Liars. So it was actually way down on the track listing of her album that was brought out in 2015. And I just, from the very get-go, I knew it was a great song, but it just felt more than just a solo performance. I think there were more voices to be heard in there. So we put it on the back burner, to be honest. And then about 6 to 12 months ago, it came up again. And look, we had 20 to 30 women that could have been on this track, honest to God. But it basically, in the last few weeks, it came together so quickly because of these talented ladies who would normally be on tour, in the studio, you know, all those type of things, thanks to COVID-19, because you've got to find a positive in this somewhere. We were all locked in, nowhere to go, and had time on our hands. So that's how it's come about.
Speaking of lockdown, what have you been doing other than putting together this project? What has it done for you personally?
Yeah, well, I've managed to get my next single ready, done, mixed and mastered. So a song called I'm Happier will be out on the 5th of July. But I've actually taken a bit of a liking to, I've got succulents happening in some nice little pots. I've been painting, and something that really caught my eye in high school, way back in high school, I'm showing my age now, but is I've been learning sign language for no other reason except it's always fascinated me, and perhaps I can involve that with my music one day. But yeah, I've been really, I don't want to say thriving because that's just a little bit way too positive, but I haven't been struggling. I really just decided that from the get-go it was going to be tough, but I just had to try and make the most out of this time off and enjoy the quiet time before it gets back to crazy performance and tour time.
Obviously, hearing impaired must be very difficult when it comes to music, but looking at something like that, how do you see tying that into your music? Can you expand on that for us?
I have no one in my immediate family or anything that requires sign language. But I was just thinking, you know, because of the lockdown and the isolation through the press conferences and obviously sort of lives and things like that, they've become very much apparent. You know, they're right in the forefront there. And it's just brought up my attention that I had the time to do it. And I would think that, you know, in one of the upcoming film clips or something to go along with one of the songs where it fit and was most appropriate, I'd love to kind of sign, you know, my film clip myself so I can connect to an even wider audience.
Wouldn't that be amazing? That's absolutely
brilliant. Yeah, I think
brilliant.
It's a nice idea to, because as well, I don't know if you've seen many of them, but also in the last sort of 6 to 12 months before lockdown, there were some amazing live concerts happening, and they had a sign artist there, and you know, they almost got more attention than the artists themselves on stage because they were just so passionate about it and really enthusiastically representing the song. You know, they weren't just there just to sign; they were singing with it, and their physical body changed, you know, through the music, and I think it was great. I think it's just fabulous.
I am a little concerned because Tracy and I did a segment on a program one night about people mixing up the lyrics of famous songs. So I'm a little concerned with that. If people are relying on listening to the lyrics, particularly of a James Rain song.
You know, the speed at which some people talk in these, even press conferences, you've got to give it to these sign artists. I mean, they just, honestly, they've got to go at, 20,000 miles an hour So it would be quite easy to get a lyric mixed up or back to front here and there, but I'm hoping that they would probably pre-rehearse something. Yeah.
Folks, Bec Lavelle, the new single out with all the girls, Cora Norton, Jem Cassadaley, Caitlin Thomas and Ingrid May, is called Nervous Girl. Bec Lavelle's going to have some new music out in July. You can get in touch with her on all the social medias and you can do that. But what can we look in store for beyond July for Bec Lavelle?
Before COVID, I was actually aiming for November for an album release. So I'm pretty used to recording remotely myself, having been in Germany for quite some time. So I think that's still on track, to be honest. So I think a new album in November.
That sounds absolutely brilliant. Bec Lavelle, as usual, it's great to catch up with you, and we look forward to doing it in person very soon.
That would be lovely. I'll bring the girls into the studio and we'll do a live version of Nervous Girls for you.
Well, the DJ haunts the halls, and when the boys finally call, and we're not sure that we want to